Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Number one, let's just hit subscribe. It's like 5 seconds. I feel like we have a mini community, and let's just make sure that we're all subscribed. Today, I'm really excited because I've been wanting to do one of these videos, but I'm like, let's make it fun, let's make it realistic. So I'm making cookies. Don't mind what's happening. There's an overall message in this. We're gonna talk about the thing that no one really wants to talk about, that we talk about sometimes, which is body. It's the body. So I'm serving bod. I made sure to put jeans on so y'all can see that she's thick, she's giving curves, she's giving thighs, she's giving turkey leg Disneyland. Like, I'm giving body. So I hate wearing jeans, but I wore jeans for us. This is for us ladies. So we're gonna make cookies and we're gonna talk about basically my personal body journey. And it's still happening. Like, I'm still going through, child, I'm going through it, the waves and the flows and the ebbs and all that. Ebbs and flows, that's what they be saying? Yeah, we're going through all that. So we're gonna dive in, and I just wanna put a disclaimer out there. This is my personal journey and like what I've learned or what I'm experiencing and the different things I'm doing now to basically make myself feel good from the inside out. So I don't wanna put this out there like, you should be doing this. This is just my take on it. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is brown the butter. I didn't realize that browning the butter for cookies is the key to all your problems. Like, if you're not browning your butter, you're not doing it right. So we're gonna turn our fire on, and I'm basically just gonna like dive into me growing up, which the story really doesn't even start there, but I just want to throw it out there that she was a solid baby. Like, I was like, as my mom would say, like, you know, she chose to pick up my brother versus picking me up because, listen, I was just solid. I don't know what that was. And I'm still solid to this day. But let's fast forward. Fast forward, great childhood, never really thought about my body at all. Like, my body was just not a thing that I thought about. I was just always like, I wanna sing, I wanna put on performances in the house. Like, I'm fucking Beyonce. You know, well, I never thought I was Beyonce, but Amy Winehouse is my favorite singer of all time, just throwing that out there. So, ooh, y'all, that's a lot of butter. But that was like my thing. I wanted to be a performer, but I feel like that's kind of a lot of butter, no? Maybe it's not. Nah, that's a lot of butter. You know how they put the measure thing on the butter? They don't have it on this one, so I just feel like it's a lot. So we're gonna let that brown. So basically, I was always the performer, right? Body was never a thing. Social media wasn't really in, so I didn't have that person that I was like, oh my God, she looks amazing. I'm like 10, who's thinking about that? Then I hit high school. Still really wasn't an issue, but I will say this. I had friends that I just like admired their look so much, like their appearance. I always wanted to be short. That was my thing. I was like, oh my God, the short girls are so lucky because they like look up to people and they're just so cute, and like everyone loves a short girl. Like, I remember I told, my mom's here, by the way, you guys know I always need an audience, but I was always just like, oh my God, I wanna be short and petite and like cute, but like, girl, you just weren't blessed with that. Like, you're tall, you're a freaking giraffe. You look down at all your friends. So whatever. Then, it's crazy how life works, because me being 5'9", which isn't even that tall now that I think about it, because I know models that are way taller than me, but I was able to, you know, model. So I'm like, God works in mysterious ways. He was probably like, girl, you just wait. You wanna be short? Okay. So my first moment, I feel like, when I kind of was like, she could probably snatch her bod up a little, talking to myself in like the mirror, was when I started modeling. Can you believe it? Like, never had a thought about my body really until I was forced to basically have to look at myself every time I did a photo shoot. I'd do a shoot, and then, you know, weeks go by and you see yourself and you're like, oh, I thought I was killing it. And you're like, she was not serving. You look like a hippopotamus to me though. And that's a horrible thing to say, but guys, this is what my channel is for. It's for me to be real. So I'm just throwing it out there, because anyone else could look at the same photo and be like, girl, you did this, nah, nah, nah. And that makes me feel so good. But at the end of the day, I'm like, damn, like, you have 6 chins. So that's a problem for me. Let's check on our butter, because it's browning really quick. Damn. All right, so now we're gonna pour a cup of brown sugar. We're gonna do the sugars in the butter. That's basically what makes the world go round. But while we do that, I wanna talk about the point that I felt like you have lost it, because it doesn't come until you see yourself afterwards. Like, I was not, during the pandemic, let's be real, I was like, what we about to eat? What's going on? What we gonna eat? What we gonna drink? Like, when I tell you, it was actually kind of crazy. Like, we were going crazy. We were like, what are we gonna cook? Let's do a recipe. Let's go to the warehouse and get bottles of wine. Guys, I'm making a complete mess. Like, it's sad because that was a really sad time for a lot of people. For me, I literally just ate my life away or something, because I had a really good time. Like, that was my favorite time, period, because it was just like, let's cook and eat and drink and have fun. It was weird. So that, for me, I just felt like that's when shit got real. Dun, dun, dun. Because now I look back, guys, on those photos and I'm like, oh my God. Like, you know, people are like, oh, I let myself go. I would see stuff and be like, what? How do you let yourself go? Bitch, I let everything go. Everything was just like, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking about weight, really. The only time I feel like I had a moment of like, okay, maybe we should reel it in a bit. Me and my mom did this detox, never again in my life. We did this, funny story really quick. We did a detox, and the detox was what, 10 days? It was a 10-day detox, and we basically, it was the worst thing ever because it was just like a few fruit. What, grapefruit? I don't even eat grapefruit. I eat grapefruit with brown sugar on top. It was grapefruit.
But we have to start the day with the garlic.
Yeah, we did like a garlic and oil blend in the morning. Literally, it tasted like as if you made pasta in a pot, and then pasta came out and you put water in it for the pot to soak. That's what it tasted like. Every morning you drink that, and then you'd have maybe like a dry ass salad with no dressing. I don't even like dressing, but like a little something. I don't want fucking lime. The juice of a lime as a dressing should be illegal. No shade. If you like that, cool. But I doubt there's anyone on this planet that would enjoy that. And so that was a moment for me where I was like, okay, I'm aware that something's happening and I'm like maybe more tired in the morning, or I just feel like bleh. So that's when we did the detox. But guys, there was one night, right? My mom comes out the shower. Guys, when I was dying. So I knew we had tortilla chips up in the cabinet. So I was like, if I have a few tortilla chips, she ain't gonna know. So I probably shoved like 6 in my mouth, wrapped it up and put it back in the cabinet. I'm sitting in the room. My mom comes in and she's like, it smells like tortilla chips in here. I'm like, I don't know, where are you getting that from? Wipes the crumbs off her lip. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She was like, it's just so weird because it really smells like tortilla chips. I'm like, maybe it's probably outside, you know, it's stuff going on, tortilla chips, whatever. Guys, I broke, I'm sorry. And then I'm pretty sure we did like 5 days and we just like found a reason to be like, you know what, 5 days was good enough. So that was the moment for me where it was like, all right, you've gone too far. And then I kind of just continued doing what I was doing. I was finna eat, I was gonna drink, we was going out, and yeah. Then there was some changes that happened, which we will get into. Okay, we're doing my favorite part. I love cracking an egg. Even if it messes up, I just feel like there's something so satisfying about seeing it burst. So there we go. And guys, I learned how to do an egg yolk, which I'm very excited about. Let me show you. So basically oh fuck, I messed up already. You break it open like this, and then you kind of just bounce it back and forth. This is the shit you see on Food Network. I fucked it up. That kind of looks really gross. Okay, so we're gonna add that in. Like, that's my little garbage bowl. I've watched a lot of Food Network growing up. And speaking of food, since we're talking about the body yaddy, I do want to mention that if you saw my last vlog, if you haven't, go check that out. But the first thing I said starting the vlog was, I look like crap, I look a mess, I look disgusting right now. And so my boyfriend looked at me like, bitch, don't play with yourself like that. Like, don't hurt your own feelings. Like, that's so, like, you don't. And I had to check myself. And lucky enough, like, I mean, we've had so many conversations. We still have conversations to this day where he's just like, the first thing that I said on our first date was like, I know I'm not that, like, I'm not as cute in person or something. Like, my natural instinct is to just like completely shit all over myself, which is not good, guys. And I'm still working on it. And I know, like, a lot of people will come to me and be like, don't believe you. Like, I feel like you wake up and you're a positive Patty and this and the third, but like, I'm gonna get into that too. Just like everyone's dealing with their own shit and you just don't even know it. You just can look at someone and just be like, oh my God, you don't have a bad day. Like I look at people and I'm like, bitch, I don't wanna hear about what you insecure about because I could show you a roll or two. So that was my whole thing. I just wanted to put that out there because it's not cool to do that to yourself, but like we're all learning. I feel like when you really feel like, you know what, I'm that bitch, and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna conquer the day and I'm just gonna feel good about myself and no one can tell me different. Like, tell me which person that is because I wanna have a conversation with you. But I wanna talk about a really like pivotal moment in a way because I look back at it now and I'm like, wow, you had some balls. But then I'm also like, wow, you had some balls. And that was when I did an editorial for Lady Gun, not knowing it was gonna be in Lady Gun, but it was nude. Like the last shot was nude, right? And so going into it, it wasn't even a question in my mind when it was like, all right, so we're gonna do the nude shots. I was like, cool, boom, robe off. Where are we going? Where you want me to sit? Huh? What, like, you know, like this is the moment. And for me, like me just having like not a care in the world, like I just felt like on top of the world doing that. And now I'm like, would I do nude? Like because I feel like I've seen myself so much and I've done a decent amount of shoots now that I'm just like, there's so many things that I want to just like cinch and make perfect. So, you know, it's just like, I don't have that like carefreeness or whatever that I had when I did the Lady Gun shoot. And it blows my mind. But in a way, I just felt like going into the modeling world, as I said before, and I'll say it again, that I just had no expectations. So naturally, I was just like, let's do it. Like, why not? And in that moment, yes, I had the moment of, oh, my weight and detox, and it was fluctuating. But I wasn't thinking about any of that when I did that shoot. Like, I was not concerned. I was just like, oh my God, I'm doing a nude shoot, and I look great. And, you know, the photos came out, and I got so much good feedback and everyone was just like, wow, this is so powerful. And a lot of girls DM me and they were just like, wow, we have the same body type and I feel like represented. And I was like, that's so dope. But then the next day, it was like, oh, like there's a pudge there. There's just like, why would you do that? Like that looks, and it's just like, I don't know why we do that. So this is me I'm being completely vulnerable right now because a lot of people know I model and they may see photos and, you know, I feel like I like to be the pillar of positivity because I really truly believe that, like, listen, we're on this earth for however long. I may come back as a dog, a cat, a bird, a better person, whatever. But in this life, I just wanna like give love and light and all that. But I also feel like it's important for me to share when I'm not feeling my best, which is why if you follow me on Instagram, I'm very much like that. I don't wanna put something out there that just isn't me or isn't real. Like if I'm having a shitty day, I'm having a shitty day. And the other day, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, the earth is on it like a tilt, or it was on a tilt. It was Mercury in retrograde. And I believe that anytime it's Mercury in retrograde, that's an excuse for me to be like, it's Mercury in retrograde, that's why I feel this way. So that was my excuse. And everyone was like, wow, I've been feeling shitty too. And I'm like, we have a shitty community right now and now we're blossoming. But it's just nice to have that person that's like, I feel that way too. Cause then you're like, oh, thank God it's not me. So anyway, as I mix this butter and sugar and all this good stuff. Guys, I forgot to add the vanilla, so we're gonna do a tablespoon of vanilla. So getting off of like the sad part, not the sad part, but like the, all right, the relatable part, because we all really do speak negatively about ourselves sometimes. And it's so crazy because like you would not say that to your best friend. You wouldn't say it to your younger self. Would I really be like, girl, you need to do X, Y, and Z to my baby Megan? No, she was so cute. Guys, I literally look like Lavender from Matilda. I'll insert a photo because you could not tell me I wasn't Lavender. So I want to talk about basically the things that I started doing to make myself feel better. And not physically, not appearance-wise. I made myself feel better internally. And this is the cool part about it. And this is what I realized that everyone's doing and no one put me on to. It's the idea that it starts here, then it starts here, and then it's everything else. So forget about looking at yourself 10,000 times a day. Forget about weighing yourself. Forget about all that if you can. I know it's natural and it's okay, but forget about that idea. It starts with the thoughts. It starts with what you think about, what you envision, what you speak out there. And this, listen, I'm not saying this because I'm still learning. So my thing is like, these are just the things I'm doing that maybe hopefully can be helpful to someone. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna need a second because getting this flour out of this thing, these are all cute until you gotta do some shit with them. And that's the problem. Unless it's filled to the brim, I'm not gonna be able to get this flour out. Let's do the flour. This is like all the dry ingredients, and then you do the wet, all that stuff. So, ways that I've started to basically make myself feel better from the inside out. Fun fact, my brother used to work at SoulCycle, and I just remember going in there, you know, sometimes maybe to pick him up or whatever, and I'd be like, wow, this is like that movie I Feel Pretty with Amy Schumer. Also, sidebar guys, I went on a date with myself to go see that movie, and it was just like the best thing ever. I was like, wow, I'm dating myself. I went to the movies, and it was like this movie about, you know, just loving your body and not caring and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, if you guys saw that movie, you know the SoulCycle scene I'm talking about. So I would just always be so intimidated. I'd be like, oh my God, like it's a bunch of girls, and they probably like get salads and like iced coffees in the morning, and they're so cute, and they have like Lululemon and Aritzia leggings on, and they're like fit, and they have no cares in the world, and everybody wants them. This is what I was thinking. Guys, I'm laying it all out there. I put all my business out there. And I was just so intimidated, right? And I remember taking a few classes because I saw my mom taking classes, and you know, she's drama. So she'd come and be like, I feel invigorated. I'm gonna go again, and it's amazing, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it with her, whatever. So I went to maybe 3 classes, always wanted to sit in the back, like, you will not see me, and I might wear black, so you really don't see me. So I'd be in the back just kind of doing my thing, whatever, and I stopped because I mentally just wasn't ready. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes mentally you're just like, I'm not there yet. I wasn't realizing that I wasn't there yet, but I just kind of decided I'm not gonna do it. Fast forward, maybe last year, we would say last year or beginning of this year? December. Moms know everything. December of last year, I started going to SoulCycle, and you cannot judge people at all. Let me tell you why. I've been on set with literal models, and I know everyone says, but you're a model. But like, I look at these girls and I'm like, whoa, you're a model. Like I have a friend, Lily, if you're watching, I love you. Guys, she's stunning, like stunning. I look at her and I'm like, I don't see one flaw, right? And my thing is, you don't know what people deal with. It's always gonna be something. It could be body, it could be mental, it could be relationship, it could be whatever, you know, but like everyone's struggling with something. So I've learned, because growing up I had a really close friend of mine, and she was like petite, and I would always be like, wow, like you can just eat whatever, like rice and beans all day. But she's like, bro, you don't know how bad I want to gain weight, like you just don't understand it. And I would always just kind of like put it to the back of my mind. But we have to remind ourselves that just because you may be thixies and you want to lose weight, that someone that's smaller doesn't want to gain weight. Like people, everyone wants to just progress, and they have this idea of what they want to look like in their heads, and they're going to do anything they can to get there. So you just have to be mindful of that. And it kind of makes me feel better knowing that like I can be on set and I'll be like, man, I have all this shit going on, and then someone else can kind of express to me like how they feel about themselves, and I'm like, damn, we both going through it. Let's kill this shoot. And then we have a good time. Like, you kind of forget about that. So basically, I've been going to SoulCycle, and guys, I love it. The girls are so nice. Everyone's just like working on themselves. You go in that dark room for 45 minutes and you just like be the best person you can be. And you're like, I'm telling you, I'm on that bike and I'm like, you can do anything. You're killing it. You're that bitch. And I don't know, I've just felt stronger. And I think that's the part for me. You feel stronger, and then you kind of forget about the idea of I'm doing this for this. I'm just doing this to feel good and have a good day. So that's been one of the things that I've been doing. So this is another fun part. It's like adding the wet to the dry, even though usually this recipe calls for adding the dry to the wet, but I messed the bowls up, so we're just gonna wing it. Now, another thing for me that personally really helped me with this whole feeling good on the inside, guys, let me tell you just a really cute, fun, quick story. So when I first started dating my boyfriend, he lived like further away or whatever, so I wouldn't see him all the time, right? And so there was a night where I was just like, I'm not feeling good about myself, blah, blah, blah. It's the same spiel, right? And he was like, well, when I'm done with work, I'll come over to you, which is like a 2-hour drive. And he was like, we can just do a little gym workout, like just a little something. And he's one of those people where like, he celebrates the small wins. So it's like, I did 15 minutes of abs or something and something else. And he's like, you did enough. Like, you should feel good about yourself. And he drove all the way over there just to do that. So I think finding someone that's not gonna be like, oh, what did you get it in today? What did you do today? Versus like, oh, you went on a walk. Great. Like, that's just something. You know, just someone there to be like, you're good, bro. Like, don't worry. So that was really awesome. So when we moved in together, by the grace of God, we have a gym downstairs, which is such a luxury. And it's just like, why would you not use it? You know how many people want a gym in their freaking home? And trust me though, even when you have the gym, it's still hard to get down there. Let's be real. But having it there is awesome, and mentally being prepared to go down there is great too. You know what? I'm just gonna put all of this in because I feel like she's a little too dry. So we started going downstairs. Well, he was always working out. He's like one of those 5 a.m.ers just because, you know, you want to be in there when no one else is in there. Just get your shit done and have the rest of your day. So eventually, without him pushing me, I went downstairs and I was like, you know what? Let's see what you're doing down here. And we would do like this ab workout together, and he'd have me just like do the smallest thing, guys. The smallest things, and I actually saw progress without being so concerned about the progress, which that's the part right there. It was like, I'm doing this just to get my day started and feel good. And then I look at photos and I'm like, bitch, you was killing shit. Also, I gotta get back to them abs we used to do because she was snatched. Anyway, so that thing for me was another like really pivotal moment because it taught me how to like get up, be responsible for myself and my workout, and go downstairs and mentally just like, I'm not thinking about anything when I work out, I'm just working out. So we did that together, and you know, it was nice as a couple to do it. And yeah, so I think just find someone in your life that is just there to fucking cheer you on. We don't need someone yapping about this, that, and the third. Just someone to be like, good shit, and that's it. Okay, so I use the Lily chocolate chips for everything. So anything you see me bake, it's using the Lilies. I don't know, they're just good to me. These are the semi-sweet ones. And I'm gonna just put all that in there. So it calls for a cup, but I just feel like I wanna do more. So I'm also gonna add some dark chocolate chips to give it a balance. But guys, it really looks like cookie dough. Also, I've made these cookies before and they're freaking delicious. I'm telling you, it's that brown butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some dark chocolate in because I like the idea that you see the cookie and it's just like oozing with chocolate. So, oh, this is already open. Somebody been getting busy. And these are like the minis. And dark chocolate supposedly is like a better option, no? But for baking, I feel like semi-sweet is the best thing to do. So I'm gonna let this sit. I guess, I don't know, the chocolate chips have to blend into the dough and create just a lovely marriage. So we're gonna let this sit. Usually they say overnight, but we don't got time like that. So we're gonna do 20 minutes in the fridge and then we'll put it in the oven. I'm so excited. So while we are waiting for our cookie dough to just do whatever the hell it's doing, I don't know, chocolate chips are sinking in, flour's coming together, mom says one thing, I say another. But I want to just touch on about this social media thing, because boy is it a thing. And we have these people in our brains and we're like, oh my God, they live this life, it's luxury, it's this, it's that. There's so many people out there that I feel like certain people look up to, right? But you'll get around these people and it's just not what you thought it was. This is gonna sound so corny, but my dad and I have this conversation all the time. Like anytime I talk to him, for some reason, it's like this like world-changing conversation. It has to be like dramatic. I don't know what we're into, but we always have the conversation of like, all you really need in life, I'm giving you the key right now. All you really need in life is love. It sounds corny, does it not? Everyone in the room. It sounds crazy, but like the fact that you wake up and you're like, there's someone that loves me, I love people, I can give and I can receive, and like that feeling is just enough. And my thing is sometimes you'll come across these people that you may look up to or whatever, and like that little bit of love may be lacking in their lives, and then it changes like this the whole thought that you had of them, you know? So I think take social media with a grain of salt. Like, people are putting their best moments out there. We all know this. This has always been a thing. But my parents always kind of just taught me, like, be positive, love yourself, love others. Just like love and light. It really is the way of life for me. And even with that, because I can say all this and then still be feeling like, well, I look like this and I feel this way. But I know that, like, now the way I look at it is like, if I don't work out one day or do what I feel like I wanted to do that day, I'm like, well, there's always tomorrow. Like, there's always just another day, God willing. But there's just always another day to do something worthwhile. Like, whether it's a walk, whether it's you're going to work out, whether you're just going to sit and read, like something that's gonna make you feel good internally is gonna make you feel good externally. So I want to be, what's that word? Like, I want to be intentional with what I put out there, what I post. I want to be 100% transparent for anyone that watches this video. Like, life is crazy, and we're gonna feel bad sometimes, and we're gonna feel victorious sometimes, and we're gonna feel so loved. And I just would hope that everyone feels loved. So I hope you came and you watched this video and you felt like, damn, I really can relate, and I really feel like better. So that was my whole point in making this, and I hope it was just like an eye-opener to, like, damn, people really don't have it all together, you know, and no one's ever gonna have it all together. We're just learning and we're being the best we can be. So I hope you felt good watching this video, and that's really, you know, what I wanted to touch on as I drink my boozy tea. Also, I'm not sponsored, but these are delicious. They're boozy teas, and it's not that much sugar. And I'm pretty sure Jeannie Mai has a partnership with this company. Not sponsored, but these are a great option. Just throwing that out there. That's all I'm saying. So I just took our cookie dough out of the fridge, and we're just gonna form the balls. So we just threw the cookies in for 11 minutes. It's one of those things where the cookie cooks for a decent amount of time and you take it out and it kind of cooks on its own. So we're almost there. Let me pour my cup of milk. So at the end of the day, I feel like the point of this video was just to say, just eat the freaking cookie. It's not gonna kill you, it's delicious. And this is what life is made of, okay? I want the plate to myself. It's delicious. It's so good. I'll put the link of the recipe below. Yeah. Give me a second. The recipe. The recipe. All right. It'll be in the description box below. Honestly, this is my raw self. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Comment any other fun video ideas that you have. I just feel like this will be fun because, like, talking about body is never the best thing in the world. So let's do it with cookies. I have my boozy tea. Everything makes sense. But comment, like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next video. Cheers.